All right. Hello and welcome in. Today is Sunday, June 28th, and I'm trying streaming again. The last stream burned and died quite terribly because of internet. I don't know. And I've spent a lot of time troubleshooting this morning, hoping that it'll be better this time. But we'll find out. I rebuilt my entire stream and I tested my internet and everything was looking good, so I'll hope for the best. Hello, Doob. I have a couple fun things that we can do today depending on the internet. But first off, just to test the waters, I was going to do a tier list again because when we did the national park tier list, that was really fun. And this time, instead of... I'm not doing a full 50 U.S. states tier list, but what I did want to do, because, again, I'm thinking of this for a video, and this is where I test out my video ideas. I was thinking of ranking all of the western U.S. states by their natural features, their natural geography and mountain ranges and all that. Because, I don't know, I kind of want to make a video about that. Someone asked that in the Q&A video, and I didn't answer it because I was like, oh, that needs a full video. But anyway, I thought maybe we could mess around for the beginning of the stream and for people who are watching it back later. So, for the western U.S. states, I mean everything essentially west of the Great Plains, so New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, and west, and then also Hawaii and Alaska, because in my mind, I kind of see these as western states, even though they are a little different. So, let's make a tier list of them based on only their geography. So cities do not matter. What does matter, though, is people's effect on the natural geography. So California is the best example. Like the Central Valley used to be, I think it used to be a lake, and then there's lots of grasslands that are gone. Obviously, people have changed that and subtracted from the natural landscape there. Same thing with maybe western Colorado. There's no more Great Plains out here. Most of it's farmland. Although there still is... well, it's just all dotted with farmland. Anyway, I think you get my point. Just natural features that still remain, essentially. So we'll start off with... Where should we start? Oh, man. I guess we'll just start off with a weird one and go with Hawaii. All right, let me make sure my tiers are good here. S, A, B, C, D, F. Yeah, okay. So where's Hawaii? I think Hawaii, compared to all the other western states, is definitely one of the most unique, but smallest in area. Maybe I shouldn't start with Hawaii. Actually, I think I need to think of some criteria here. Good morning, noisy Sussons. Yeah, maybe. What should the criteria be? I feel like we need some criteria. I think uniqueness, general quality, and what else? You guys got any ideas? I'm gonna put Hawaii just in the C to start because I feel like that's where it should be. It's really unique, but it's small. And yeah, that is gonna take it down a bit for me. Yeah, Hawaii's tough. Yeah. Okay, next up. Let's go with Washington. We'll save Alaska for last. So Washington, what does it got? It's got the North Cascades in terms of natural features again. Good morning from New York. Welcome, Jennifer. New York, huh? That's fun. I don't think I've ever had a commenter say they're from New York. That's a surprising first. Also, is the stream quality looking good? so far. So far, so good. We'll see. So they have the North Cascades. I have all the volcanoes. They have Olympic, and the channeled scablands. A lot of them have been converted into farmland, but there still is a lot of cool stuff out there. And then there's the kind of Okanagan, Columbia River region, which doesn't really. I think it's just mostly kind of rolling hills, like nothing insane. Okay, I just thought of another category. It should be uniqueness, quality, general quality, and then variety. Yes, because Hawaii does not have that much variety, which is like what I wasn't able to put into words. But yeah, I'm on Long Island, very close. Why is my chat here being dumb? I'll just look it out on here. Oh, okay. Good morning, Landon. Plant or animal diversity could be one of the criteria. That's not a bad idea at all. Actually, yes. I think yeah, just biodiversity is a great idea. Because one of the things that I was thinking about is like, what states have grizzlies? I feel like the states that have grizzly bears, I just think are cooler. You know what I mean? So Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, Washington. I feel like there's something there. That's a great idea. Good morning. As a new resident of Logan, recently moved here, stoked to find some exciting hikes up the canyons. Oh man, that's awesome. Where did you move from, man? Yeah, let's make a criteria page here. That way we can be nominal about this, so it's not me just being silly. Let me see if I can just open up a little notepad website so you guys can see it. Perfect. Okay, criteria. So we're going to have, what did I say earlier? Variety. There's going to be, make this bold. No. Variety, quality. So like, do they have the best mountains, or do they have the best whatever they have? Variety, quality, uniqueness. I think biodiversity is a great idea. And then maybe, ooh, can I make a table? No. Maybe no. I think just like some X factor maybe. Like just something that doesn't really fit in. Okay, so let's go with Hawaii here. Where does Hawaii fit in? So I'd say for variety, Hawaii would be, I mean, there's not a ton of variety. They do have like desert to rainforest here, but it all generally is a tropical kind of system. But still, I mean, there's a bit of variety. But compared to other states, very low, I'd say. Maybe like, we'll go everything out of 10. We'll go 4. Quality, I mean, they have some of the coolest volcanoes and all that. Some of the islands aren't really, I'd say Oahu especially. I mean, there's just a lot of cities there now that have converted some of the natural areas. But I'd say for what Hawaii is, the quality is good. So we'll go with an 8 there. Uniqueness, very high in terms of the Western United States, probably in a 10, honestly. It's the most unique state. Biodiversity, they do have a lot of endemic plants there. Some interesting birds I know of. I don't know if I'm a good judge of biodiversity. Yeah, actually, I'm going to take that one off for now. That might go in the X factor if they do have really cool stuff. And because I'd say the X factor is just that they have a erupting volcano, which is pretty good. Like a 7 maybe. So we'll go with that for now. Okay, back to Washington. We're from Harriman, south of Salt Lake City. Okay, so not from too far away. Morning from Kentucky. Hello from Durango. Fire smoke really bad. Yeah, I actually was just recording videos in Colorado, and it was so smoky there from the Utah fires. Sup, nerds? What's up, Adam? Good morning from Michigan. Going to the Uintas this week. Oh, nice. Sweet. What trail are you doing? Let me write down Washington. So, Washington, the variety. What variety do we got? I would say the variety is actually pretty low in Washington. It's kind of a very bimodal state. You got the Cascade region, Olympic, and then the drier channeled scaplands. Yeah, variety is pretty low. Because throughout the Cascades, it's quite similar. Ecosystems, species. Yeah. I'm going to go low variety on this one. Probably even less than Hawaii, or about the same. Probably 3 on variety. The quality, though, I'd say is a 10. Just the North Cascades are probably, if not the best, at least some of the best mountains in the country. Mount Baker, Rainier is our coolest volcano. Helen's is the most recent massive eruption. Like, the quality is a 10. Olympic is really, really cool. Oh, Kings Peak, nice. Yeah, I need to go do Kings Peak. Central Oregon and raining for days as usual. Yep. Yeah, I need to do Kings Peak. Yeah, everyone else who hasn't commented yet, let me know where you're from. You got to consider beaches. That's a good point. Washington does have a lot of cool coastline. So does Hawaii. That is a good point. I wasn't really considering beaches. I'd say that doesn't really move the needle too much. Maybe it adds a tiny bit of variety for Washington, because I wasn't thinking of their beach stuff. So we'll up that to 4. Uniqueness. I would say that, yeah, I think the mountains of Washington are pretty unique. The channeled scablands are very unique, because stuff like Olympic does not exist really anywhere else. Like, just the insanely dense temperate rainforest. There is a lot of other temperate rainforest, but not quite like Olympic, I don't think. The volcanoes aren't that unique at all. But given the channeled scablands and Olympic, I'd say probably a 5. Yeah. The X factor. So what is one thing that stands out about Washington? I would say it's got to be, maybe I can make the X like national parks or something. That's actually not a bad idea. Beaches in Washington aren't great. Definitely better in Oregon. Okay. From Toronto, Cincinnati, Ohio, Colorado. Very cool. Czechia, very nice. Oh, you were the first one in here too. Moved to Oregon from Oregon to Colorado to work with the USGS. Yeah, the mountains of Colorado are crowded, but I don't know. I think if you dive real far into them, you can get away from people. Oh, maybe national parks is a good idea. I think I'm going to add that to the list. I like that idea. Instead of X Factor, I'm going to do national parks. Because this is supposed to be criteria for a natural geography ranking, Natural I feel like the national parks, yeah, those are the X factor. Okay, Hawaii's national parks. I've been to one of them. I'd say 7. I'm comfortable with that. The national parks of Washington, we've got North Cascades and Rainier. I would say that I like those better in Hawaii, so I'm gonna give those an 8. Okay, so that puts. I need to do some math here. 18, 22, 29 for Hawaii, and Washington gets 18, 23, 27. Oh wow, Hawaii is above Washington, just nominally. Oh, I don't know if I like that though. See, this is why I'm doing this before the video, because I feel like I would just instinctively like Washington more. I feel like the uniqueness of Hawaii is just weighting it really high. This is tough. Maybe I'll just go on vibes first. Because I feel like Hawaii is a C for me. Washington has got to be a B or an A. Where's Washington? Why can't I find it? Hello? There it is. God. B or A. And this is Western states only. Ooh, wilderness areas X Factor. That's a great one. Yeah, see, I feel like X Factor has to be a thing. Because every state just has something like that. Because that would be Idaho's X Factor, is the insane amount of wilderness. Yeah, out of 50 is a satisfying number, too. Yeah, I can't do the numbers right now. That's too far from my head. I'm going to go on vibes and then see if the numbers pan out later. I'd say A. The North Cascades are so awesome. Cascade volcanoes are unlike anything else as well. Well, that is true, but yeah, the Cascade volcanoes are in 3 states, so that's why I'm like, can't really bias straight towards Washington. I have seen a lot of Aiden Robbins videos, yes. Or yeah, national parks and wilderness area. That's not a bad idea. Have you ever considered the Rio Grande Gorge in northern New Mexico for video? No, I have not. That's a good point. Also, yeah, we can jump away from this tier list at any point if you guys have places on Google Earth to look at, because I think the stream is handling it today, and I've been wanting to look at Google Earth on stream because the last time I didn't get to it all, basically. The gorge, I was actually just out here. So since you guys are on stream, I'll kind of spoil some future videos. I was just at Great Sand Dunes, and I had one day of beautiful clear sky, and then it got really smoky from the Cottonwood fire, which is right here. So it was just directly west of me. But yeah, the gorge is pretty cool, and I learned a lot about the geology of the Rio Grande Rift while I was reading up for the video. I didn't realize that this was such a huge valley. Also, for the person in Colorado, I would highly recommend kind of like this. I think it's called the Wiminuche. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but this wilderness area is really, really big. I think you could probably get away from people there. But yeah, I was up in Great Sand Dunes. I climbed up to this mountain here, and it was really, really cool. I was planning to make more videos in Colorado, but I hurt my knee halfway through, so oh well. It's smoky anyway. But yeah, I have been wanting to look at Google Earth too, so any suggestions, throw them out there. I think we'll make this tier list quick. I'm kind of unsure of how I would make this into a video. We'll move on. We'll move on for now. Washington, let's do Oregon. I feel like Oregon, not as cool of mountains as Washington, easily. It does have some things that Washington doesn't. Like, I'd say it has more variety, given the Steens, the Waihee Canyonlands. Definitely more variety. But it doesn't have... That's why Washington is so great. It just really does have the best mountains. And I'd say because of the variety that Oregon is either a B or an A for me. Maybe I just need to rank them in order, because I feel like none of the western states would go in F. I think that's my problem here. That's probably my problem. I've not considered a trip to the Appalachian Mountains just because they're really far away, and I just can't travel that much yet, but someday maybe. Yeah, I think the tier list just doesn't work. Let's do this instead. We're just gonna do in order here. In order. So let's think of who would be dead last in terms of geography. It's got to be Nevada, right? Nevada or New Mexico. For western states, natural geography. Because New Mexico has a little bit of the Rockies, but honestly, none of the cool bits of it. They got the Four Corners region, which is pretty neat. Some fun gems out there, but just does not compare to Utah's or Arizona's corner. They got the Gila. I'd say that's their real crown jewel. But the whole eastern half of the state is kind of like Colorado. Yeah, I'd say New Mexico's last. Let's start from the bottom. New Mexico. I think Nevada would be next, because Nevada has the Great Basin, and I love the Great Basin, but there's not very much variety. The mountain ranges are good, but there's honestly, I frequently feel like Utah has some of the coolest parts of the Great Basin in it, because it has the deep creeks. I also just went out there to make a video. It has Notch Peak. It's got the Salt Flats. Yeah, Nevada is definitely second. Although I do like it more than New Mexico, because I do love the Great Basin. I think, right? Does Nevada beat New Mexico? This is a tough question. Yeah, New Mexico does have white sand dunes. Oh, and it has Lechuguilla Cave. There's a lot of really cool caves in New Mexico. Honestly, yeah, I think like the coolest cave on earth is in New Mexico. Shoot. F tier, Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa. Yeah, that's why I'm just doing western states. Yeah, Nevada is definitely barren. Okay. I don't know now. This is the battle, the worst battle for last place. Who gets it, man? I really like both states still. That's the thing. Because I forgot about Lechuguilla Cave. If you guys don't know what Lechuguilla Cave is, I easily think it's the coolest cave on Earth. This is a photo from that place. It is unbelievable. There's also Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. First rule of Notch Peak is don't talk about Notch Peak. Yeah. I mean, that's so cool. It's got Carlsbad Caverns. It's got the White Sands. So now I'm leaning towards New Mexico being ahead of Nevada. Okay, we'll do it. We'll switch them. Poor Nevada. I still like Nevada. That's the thing. I like all the western states. I know. I just don't like tier lists that don't have anything in F tier because I feel like I like tier lists that are evenly spread out. Like they're honest about the differences between things. Okay. Yeah, I think just ranking them in order is better. So we have Nevada, New Mexico. What is next? And we're going up towards the best. I would say next is probably. Maybe I shouldn't include Hawaii and Alaska because I just don't know how to feel about them. Definitely not Wyoming or Colorado. Definitely not Idaho or Utah. I feel like maybe Montana. Because Montana is just such a large portion of the Great Plains that it's been converted to farmland, or honestly, it's cool, but it's like really low on my list of what I want to see. It does obviously have some great portions of the Rocky Mountains, but I don't think there's much there that's better than what Wyoming has. I don't think there's barely anything that's better than what Wyoming has. And that's kind of its only thing. Montana's really a one-trick pony. It's got its grizzlies and cool mountains, and that's about it. And then, yeah, like these kind of more Great Plains areas that honestly I don't know much about, so I can't like say they're bad. They might be really cool. I mean, this Missouri Breaks area seems pretty neat. I think Montana would be next, right? Is that logical? Then I think it would be Hawaii. I'm just going to put Hawaii in here because Hawaii and Montana, they both have their one thing, and they're both really good at it, but that's kind of it. But it is a really good thing. Yeah. I'm in the Colorado severely overrated. And see, I was, and the more, I want to show you guys my pins real quick. I've been really looking into Colorado lately, and man, I have been getting really excited about it. I was gonna go here. First off, this place is like nothing else on earth. The Spanish Peaks here and the radiating dikes around them. I really wanted to make a video there, but I hurt my knee. That place is insane. The Great Sand Dunes were awesome. The San Juan Mountains, I have so many pins because it's a really cool volcanic range, and I want to get out there more. The West Elks, I'm really excited to go to. Black Canyon is freaking cool, and I think really overlooked. And then, yeah, the Front Range I have no desire to go to, I'm not going to lie. But the Maroon Bells and Capitol Peak, again, are just stunning. I don't know. I found this view the other day. If you were to somehow be able to climb this butte here, which way would you look? This way. Your view would be ridiculous. I mean, I've saved a couple of these spots. Oh, yeah, no, it was this way. There's a massive canyon here of red mountains, and here, I'll show you this pin. I mean, that looks pretty awesome. I don't know. I've just been really interested in Colorado lately, and it's gone much farther up in my head than it used to be. Where's the other one? Oh, maybe this is the one I was thinking of. Yeah, look at that. South Dakota deserves at least a D. See, I feel like South Dakota is kind of a Western state. I've been there. It feels Western in a way. Right now, okay, I might need to really explain this. Right now, I'm trying to just rank the Western states, which is everything west of these states here. Oh, let me take it off my pins layer because you can't see anything. So from Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, west. Because, I mean, you can see the clear divide here. Um, I guess the only states that would maybe fit in are Texas, because it does have this portion that reaches kind of into the same longitudes, and then South Dakota as well, because I feel like the combination of the Black Hills, Badlands, and Jewel and Wind Caves make it feel like a western state, but it's just majority Great Plains, so I'm trying not to include them. I don't know. Maybe I should just do all 50 states, and then there would be plenty of stuff to fill F tier. Maybe that's what I should do. I think maybe that's the move. Let's do that. I like this idea. And this will help me rank the western states too. Okay, let's get rid of everything, because I can go faster now. So Alabama. D or F. Easily. We're just going to start it off with F. Hawaii, I think B. Washington, A. Alaska, S. Arizona, B. Maybe? Oklahoma, yeah. Let's just find all the F tiers right now. Oklahoma, Iowa, where are you? Kansas. Right? I feel like those are all the F tiers. I don't think Florida is F tier at all, given Everglades. Maybe Mississippi and Arkansas. Or Missouri. I don't know. That's the other problem, is I don't know much about the East. Arkansas, F, yeah. California, probably S. They have an insane amount of variety. Well, okay. I wanna keep thinking about this at the same time, so I don't get them out of order. Illinois, Wisconsin, F. I don't think Wisconsin would be F, right? I feel like Wisconsin, yeah, no. Given its connection to the Great Lakes, it's not F. That's definitely cooler. Illinois, though. Did I just say Illinois? Illinois, probably F, because it barely connects to Lake Michigan. New Jersey, F. I'll give Ohio a D. New Hampshire, maybe a C. New York, C. North Dakota. What's North Dakota? There's like nothing there, man. That's a D. Connecticut. In terms of natural geography, all these states have barely anything. We'll go D. I thought I put New Jersey up there already. Did I not? Oh, there's Illinois. F. Let me look at New Jersey again. Does New Jersey have anything cool? No. Well, it does have a little section of... Maybe? I feel like New York is a C, yeah, because of the Adirondacks. I feel like that grants them C. Louisiana, D. Missouri, I'm feeling F on Missouri. Florida, I think, is a C. Nebraska, I think, is D or F. Is Nebraska as corn as Iowa is? Yeah, it looks pretty. It does have a little cool section here. Oh, they also have the Sandhills. Yeah, no, never mind. It's definitely not F. Not F. Yeah, actually the sandhills look really neat. I kind of want to go there. Okay. D. Delaware, F. Georgia, D. Kind of saving all the best for last year. Vermont, go next to New Hampshire. Very similar. Massachusetts, F or D? We'll discuss all these on a second. The Ozarks are in what state? I always forget. I have left the West. I have been to Ohio. I've been, again, I don't know if this counts, but I've been to Minnesota and South Dakota. And I will be going to Maine and New Hampshire here soon. I haven't left the West. You guys are not wrong. But I also know the West really well, and I look at Google Earth so much that I have a basic understanding of the East. I'm not delusional about it. And I just know that it's still cool, obviously, especially if you grew up there. It's obviously cool. But if we're being honest about the comparison, like, it's just not even close. You know what I mean? I mean, I can't sit here and compare, 3 New England states worth of untouched wilderness and mountains and true wild country to a state like, I don't know, you guys were talking about the Ozarks. Is that in Missouri? I think it just doesn't compare, Missouri can still have some cool places. I'm not discounting that, but like, if we're being honest in a tier list and comparing all the states, it's just, yeah, it's going to be down there. See, like, West Virginia is not a B. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If we're talking about natural geography, the mountains of West Virginia are neat. Don't get me wrong. But there's no alpine at all. There's no high rocky crags. There's no large wilderness areas. There might be a couple little ones. And then the rest of the state is just rolling hills and forests. And there's not near the variety of any western state. So no, I wouldn't put it at B. I don't know. Look, I'm born and raised in Oregon. I've been out east. It's lame, let's be honest. A few hidden gems. See, this is how I feel about the East. I feel like Nevada is the best analog for the East because Nevada is very similar across the entire state. There's mountain ranges and basins, right? That's the only thing it's got. And there are really cool spots within those places. But the majority of the natural landscape is not natural anymore. It's full of people. I mean, if we're looking at Georgia here, probably upwards of 75% of this landscape is not natural anymore. It's been completely cultivated. And that's the other thing about the East Coast. It's just there's more people. It's been cultivated. And this is a natural geography tier list. Teddy Roosevelt National Park. That is what North Dakota has, right? That's in North Dakota. Right? I remember wanting to go there. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's why I didn't put North Dakota in F. Anyway, back to the tier list. This is why a video would be so fun because I think it would just make so many Easterners mad because I would rank them all really low. But that's why I want to be accurate about this because I just don't know the difference between. I don't think there's any Eastern state that's gonna make it past C. But I want to still put them in the correct area. Yeah, maybe too different. tier list is the move. Because I feel like I would just put all the eastern states in F through C, all the western states B through S. Yeah, that is a good point. Except for maybe Minnesota. And Minnesota isn't eastern, I know. It's like central, but Indiana, you're going in F. South Dakota, high C. Colorado, B. Idaho, A. Oregon, A. Kentucky, got a lot of caves, C. Maine, high C. Probably the coolest eastern state from what I can tell. Maryland, natural geography is very limited. Let me check on Maryland. I don't know much about Maryland. Tiny bit of mountains, all cultivated there. Washington, yeah. I think F is safe. Michigan, I think a high C as well. Minnesota, I will put in B. I think Minnesota has some really cool stuff up here. There's just such a cool region. Yeah. Mississippi. Is it better than Alabama? I don't know. Montana, B. Nevada, high C. New Mexico, high C. North Carolina, D. Pennsylvania, D. Rhode Island, F. South Carolina, D. Tennessee, D. Texas, B. No. They just have Big Bend area. What else does Texas have? I've also been to Texas. I should point this out. I've been to this area and hiked around this area. It's not that good. Yeah, no, we're going C. You don't get a B. Utah, S. Wyoming is the last S, and then Wisconsin, I'd say, is D tier. West Virginia, D. Virginia, D. Okay, well, now that I have this up, let's move some things around. That was just my initial opinion. Is there anything that is screaming incorrect here? I will hear you out. Boundary waters for the win. Yes, that I think the Canadian, not the Canadian Shield, but this general like Canadian millions of lakes ecosystem is just so cool to me. And the fact that there's just a little bit of it here in Minnesota makes it a cool state for me. Yeah. Anything wrong with this list? Let's look it over. S. I would maybe move Idaho to S, but I need to not be biased, so I'm not going to do that. Wyoming, again, is S because I believe it has the best part of the Rockies. It's got Yellowstone, and then everything else is overlooked. I mean, it has still cool bits of the Great Plains. It's got tons of cool archaeological history that like we associate with the Four Corners. It's got all these neat mountain ranges in the middle that no one knows about. It's got a huge canyon just like in the Southwest. Like it somehow has very reminiscent landscapes of the desert Southwest while not even being part of that region, and also having some of the best mountains. Yeah, I'd say that's an S. Colorado should be S. I don't agree with that. Maybe it could be an A though. Yeah, let's go with Tetons. Ozarks bring Missouri up from F. I need to look at the Ozarks. What does this place look like? So it's in Arkansas, mainly in Missouri. Let's look at it on the map here. So it's all of this section here. Mark Twain. Yeah, okay, I'll give it to you. This is not cultivated compared to, yeah, you're right. This is not, there's a lot of forest there, and most of the states in F are just complete farmland. So, yeah, I agree. D. Michigan and Minnesota should be in the same tier. I think you might be right about that. Is Voyageurs National Park part of Michigan? It is. Or this is Iowa Rail. Yeah, maybe because of Iowa Rail. That's just such a cool place. I've heard Michigan is really nice. It's got all this cool coastline. Mainly cultivated, but it's just so cultivated. That's the problem. But it does have the arm that's not. Yeah. Okay, I'd say that's a C. We could take that to C. Put them right next to each other. I'd say Montana is in front of these guys, though. And that makes me feel like Nevada and New Mexico have to be C, because that's just not fair. And South Dakota. Or now we're taking up everything to B. Maybe I should put all of those in C. There's not that much in A. How about that? Yeah, that feels better. More balanced. Okay, yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Iowa should be below F. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm happy with this for now. I think we can maybe go to Google Earth, because, yeah, this is a lot harder than I thought. I think I'll make the national park tier list video because I know more about them, but this is tough. Serious question. You have been in different Western states and saw almost the exact same thing. What do you? Can you rephrase that? I'm a little confused by what you're saying. You've seen the exact same thing. Why is that, in your opinion? Are you asking like why I like that still? Because I don't think it's the same at all. Like if you're talking about the landscapes, they change a ton. If you allow me to make an argument for Massachusetts, to be bumped up one tier, the Berkshires and Western Massachusetts are where the Appalachian Trail runs through. Not super cultivated and some cool features. I don't know. It's just such a tiny area. Because, okay, again, the other thing I'm thinking of here is size. Like when you guys talk about Vermont and New Hampshire being above New York, the Adirondacks alone are about as big as both of those states. So I'm trying to think of natural geography in terms of like what they still have, which is why a lot of the western states are just unfair advantage because they have so much. Whereas, for example, what we're talking about, Massachusetts or Maryland, I can't remember anymore. Massachusetts, like this area here is the size of one of the wilderness areas in Wyoming or Idaho. So, yeah, I don't know. And this is still just semi-cultivated, not bad. Where did I have Massachusetts in F? Maybe. I don't think I saw that email, Kasai. You might have to send that again. Bro, put Rhode Island in F tier. Yeah, I don't know. I have not been to Shiprock. I've seen it in the distance so many times. Like, parts of Utah look like parts of California. Yeah, that's true, but it's quite minimal. The only parts of Utah that I'd say bear any resemblance to California is the little Mojave bit, and that's kind of it. I mean, there's always going to be a tiny bit of overlap when the states are that huge, but I, yeah, I don't know. You're not being fair because eastern states are smaller. Well, I'm trying. I mean, I'm trying to say that geography is. I mean, size is part of geography. Like, Rhode Island deserves D tier for Family Guy. Nebraska made it out of F because I actually realized that Nebraska is kind of cool because of the sandhills. These are not cultivated at all because it's sand. And there's a ton of lakes within them. They look really neat here on Google Earth. And just full of wildlife. And it's not farmland. It's not corn. Like, I always thought that Nebraska was all corn like Kansas. But no, look at this. Like, you can see the section here. It's a decent, like a third of the state is just sand dunes. I think it's one of the largest sand fields. And then they also have this area, which actually has a lot of ponderosa pine. Like, I didn't think there were any forests in Nebraska either. But there was just a giant fire out here. My friend Austin was out there, and he was like, yeah, it was awesome. It was really, really beautiful. And so that Nebraska does not have Devil's Tower. That's Wyoming. How is Connecticut in C? That is not where it is. Connecticut is in F, is it not? Where is Connecticut? Oh, it's in D right now. I don't know. Should it be an F? It's pretty small. I don't know. All right. I think we should move on. It's going to be endless arguing. I'd say this is a decently fair list, right? I mean, I know I'm biased towards the West Coast, but I'm trying to explain my points here. Tornadoes are cool. I think that's a great point. That if I went back to this kind of system, the X factor for a lot of those states would be the tornadoes. Yeah, yeah. Connecticut might be F. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it for now. Anyway, let's move on to Google Earth. I need to do some research because I didn't record as many videos in Colorado as I needed to, so I need to kind of figure out some new ones to go record over the next month or two once my knee's better. As a person who lived in Illinois, I can confirm that it's entirely made up of corn and Chicago. Fair enough. Yes, I know. Spanish Peak was on my list of things to do. All right. So my next road trips are gonna all be kind of the Pacific Northwest. So I need to get some more pins up there because I'm really lacking pins in Oregon and Washington, especially Oregon. I don't know why. I just suck at finding cool little things in there compared to other states. And I am thinking of driving. Actually, maybe let's look in the Wallowas again. I had one other little Wallowa pin that I just made, but I was gonna see if I could find one more because I kind of want to go hiking here. Actually, This mountain right here looks pretty good. I wonder if it's actually that red. Ooh, we actually do have some pins here. Whoa. That is very red. Perfect. Okay, that's actually really cool. I'm thinking that this entire ridge here might be really neat. Because I had Sacagawea, this mountain, pinned because it looks pretty wild with these. I don't know what this rock is, but it just makes these beautiful brown slopes. And then the mountain itself is has that big brown band through it. But this ridge too looks really. Whoa. Yeah, that actually looks super cool. Look at that. Whoa, that's actually. Is that. Huh, that's some sort of intrusion. I want to pin that. That's neat. Perfect. Well, that was fast. Normally don't find a cool thing that fast. I put. I don't know what to call this. I'm just going to call it white band. Looks like a big white band of rock. Yeah, this ridge might be really neat. Yes, the email is the one on my YouTube channel page. I think, I don't know, I've been out of service a lot, so I might have missed it. So if you could just like copy, paste, and resend. Damn, is there no more pens? Oh, wait, there's this one. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, wait, no, that's the one I clicked on. What is this? This is pretty neat. I didn't know that there was volcanic stuff in the Willawas, but that's definitely volcanic. Let me see if I can find any photos right here. Okay, the photo layer is not working. Oh, I put on 3D buildings. No, I did put on photos. Oh, okay. Now it's working. Come on, there's got to be one photo at this lake. No way. Okay, that's actually kind of exciting then. There must not be a trail up there. Not a single photo. The Willawas are popular too. Ooh, what's this photo? That's... Oh, nice. That's a cool formation there. You guys see that? It's a huge vertical geologic dike there. That's neat. Actually, I want to look at that one closer. That is... What mountain? Must be on... I'm trying to see them. I can't see the... What angle are we looking at? Can't quite tell. Okay, there definitely seems to be some really cool geology here in the Willawas. I'm going to focus on this spot, though. What is this picture? Can't tell much from that. Got a couple photos here. Yeah, I don't think many people hike to this lake here. That looks pretty sweet. That just looks so unique. I mean, I wonder if the color difference is actually that stark in real life, or if it's Google doing its thing. And then this mountain is just beautiful red color too. I think somehow getting on this ridge would be really neat. And there is enough water where you could probably fill up. And then this lake here just looks gorgeous. Like, if I could somehow do a route hiking up here, getting on the ridge, going around and back. Photos online of Dead Man Lake. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Dead Man Lake Wallowas. Okay, here it is. I don't see the bands. What angle is that looking at? Oh, wait, this is California. Hold on. Oregon hikers. This was the one you were talking about, right? This doesn't look the same. Unless it's from this angle. No. Oh, okay. So that's Legor Lake. That is this lake. So let's see if they make it over. Man, this looks sweet. It's Icelandic. Dang, this looks beautiful. Okay, Dead Man Lake is right there. But he's not showing above it. I wasn't saying nobody has been there. I'm saying that when I say that, I'm trying to say that's uncommon. It's not a popular route, and that only people like this guy are going up there. But it's not the average Wallowa hiker place. There they are. That's cool. It is pretty stark. Because I know, yes, that people have been pretty much everywhere. Okay. That looks like a cool place to backpack. There's just so many bands to these mountains. I need to research what's going on in the Wallowas. Very strange looking. Nice star photo. After that, it just gets pretty typical Wallowas, I think. I love websites like these. Okay, I like the idea of that. Dead Man Lake looks pretty neat. I think it would be really cool because they did not go down. They just did stay on that ridge. Like if I could make it down to the lake and look up at those bands. It's just very colorful. Okay, cool. Turn off the photo layer. That's a definitely a good pin for Pacific Northwest. Good start. Sorry, I like pit 100%. Yeah. Okay. Let me get north oriented here. So I was going to show you guys this one. Someone commented this place the other day, and I was so excited because this looks really sick. Submerged dunes. And then I realized it was all private land, and I was very sad. I hate it when I find a place, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go there. That's so cool. And then it's private land. Maybe we should look up here. That's so cool. See that giant chimney. Let's see if there's any pins around here. Ooh. That looks like a cool place to backpack. I already had that pin though. I don't think. Ooh. Wait. It's not bad. That's actually pretty cool. That's a huge cliff face there. Whoa, actually. That looks really cool. Look at that wall of granite. Wait a minute, we might have found something. Is this the same one? What the? Yeah. That is just a smooth wall of granite. I need like a different angle. They're all the same. That is Yosemite-like. It's so smooth. Speaking of low photographed places, I haven't found a pic of Colonial Creek Falls, the tallest waterfall in America. Where is that? I think, up in North Cascades National Park. Yeah, you were telling me about that, right? Is it pinned on Google Earth here? Can I see where it is? Okay, I'm definitely marking this. This looks really weird. And now I'm actually looking at these mountains more. And they have this strange north-oriented wall pattern. Just wall, all facing north like sand dunes. It's really odd. That looks like a Yosemite wall, though, with how smooth the granite is. Because, look, it's the same thing. It's so strange. Damn it, there's nobody on top of Kent Peak. Let's see if there's a photo. Nope. I think this might be it, though. Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, I had no idea this was in Idaho. Because that looks pretty standard, right? But then you see this photo. This portion of it. Oh, my books. Stop falling over. Yeah, I don't know. This is really intriguing. How it just, that pattern continues. North-facing walls. What is going on? What does this look like? Nothing. I'm very intrigued. I've never seen anything like that. I've looked at these mountains before. I never noticed that pattern until today. It just continues. Oh, is that just the glacier pattern? That must be what it is. North-facing glaciers. Yeah. But still, this is so wide. I don't know. Is this one actually there? Why did you take a photosphere here? I don't understand why people do that. Dang. Just nobody went over here to look at it. Why not? That would be so cool from this knob. Okay. The southernmost redwood forest is located in a really awesome granite landscape. Have you trekked California much yet? I have not done much California at all. A lot of photos got lost when Google redid their photos there. Dang. Looks more like slope failure than nature. Yeah, the black tusk has been on my list for a while. Let me look at this waterfall you were talking about. I'll just save this. I mean, I might go here to see that wall. I mean, Lion's Head. These mountains are actually quite intriguing. Let's see one last photosphere. It's way back there somewhere. I think that's the wall. Yeah, that's it. It is. Okay. Yeah, we're doing good. Pacific Northwest finds. You turn the photo layer off. It overstimulates me instantly once I zoom out. Let me get this. I want to see where these falls are that you keep talking about. Go to North Cascades. Okay, we will do that. That is Pacific Northwest. The best of it. So you say, how do you know this is the tallest waterfall? Colonial Creek Falls, there it is. That's a lot of snow. Paul Bunyan's Stump. Yeah, this isn't where God damn. Let me turn that off. Is it the longest cascade? There's no way it's the tallest vertical thing, right? Wikipedia says so. Okay. I'll mark it down then. Tall waterfall. Well, I'll put tallest. And just I mean, where are we in the North Cascades here? Pretty remote area. Actually, no. Oh, wait. This is right off the highway. Oh, there has to be photos of it. There's someone camping here. That's not bad. Jeez. Oh, that's not it, right? No. Okay, there's somebody down here. It would be this. That just doesn't seem like the tallest. I don't know. Maybe send the Wikipedia page. I mean, this is gorgeous though. The North Cascades are so insane. I can't believe I just didn't know about them until last year. Oh, I've seen that peak in the distance before. What is that? Oh, is that Shuckson over there? Yeah, it must be. Yeah, so right now my ideas for North Cascades is definitely around Glacier Peak. I really like the idea of this ridge here. Beyond that, Seven-Fingered Jack. That sounds cool. Oh, too bad it's super blurry. Dang. Oh, there's multiple. Oh, that's cool. Moraine. Jeez, that view is wild. Is that Baker? No, that's Glacier Peak. It's gotta be Glacier Peak. I need to get on this Google Earth meta. All right, you guys are starting to send in some coordinates. I like it. Crazy colored lake. This is the one I think it is. Oh no. Green Lake. Doesn't look that wild. Is it in a picture? I mean, maybe it's visible from here. Oh, you know what I need to pin? Wait, hold on. I realized this the other day. Okay. First of all, I want to check something. It was on top of the jack. That was Glacier Peak. That was a really good view of Glacier Peak. I like that angle. Now I want to know what the view is from Fortress. This is a good photosphere. Wow. See, that's cool. I haven't seen this angle before. It's got a real nice knob, kind of a pointy texture that I haven't seen. Jeez. Isn't Fortress pretty hard to summit? Or is it? I mean, this person isn't wearing climbing shoes. Maybe I'll have to try Fortress. This looks kind of hard, though. I'm going to say Fortress. I'm just going to call this Glacier Peak view. That is a cool angle of Glacier Peak. And so I found another mountain that views Mount Baker, and I need to mark that down because I realized I hadn't done that yet. Because I think one of the coolest views of Mount Baker is up here on these mountains, Yellow Aster Butte area, probably around here. No, not quite here. Though this one is pretty good. I mean, yeah, that's actually really good. But it must have been Yellow Aster Butte itself. And maybe this area is popular. There's a lot of photospheres here. Actually, yeah, it must be. Dang, that's too bad. Oh, yeah, this was it. I don't know why. I just love this angle of Mount Baker. It's so satisfying to me. Do Canadian places count? Yeah. I mean, I probably won't be able to go back to Canada this year, but yeah. I will still put them on my pins. Goat Lake and Northern Cascades. Okay. I will check that one out. Class 3, 4 peaks. Yeah. You have to open the photos layer to see the color. Oh, okay. I'll go back to that one then. So we got Goat Lake and Green Lake to look at. Where was Green Lake? Shoot. Oh, wait. Maybe it's right here. This is right below Shuckson. That's kind of cool. So we'll turn on photos. And then have to mess around with it because Google's so fun. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's... Randy likes to climb. Jeez. That's a good one. Man, I gotta get back there. Gatorade. Okay, Goat Lake. I feel like there's gonna be a good showing at Goat Lakes. Is this the Goat Lake you were talking about? Okay, turn off the photos. Where are we? Oh. Yeah, this mountain looks pretty sweet. Sloan Peak. It's actually right below that. I had marked that last time. Is this the one you were talking about, though, is the question. Oh, someone added a whole line in the bushes. And took a terrible photosphere. I mean, hold on. Oh, man. Yeah, Sloan Peak just looks really cool. It's just a giant dome. This is where's Glacier Peak? Is that it's very dry. I didn't know it could get that exposed. Huh. Interesting. Jade Lake. Those bad photospheres always piss me off. I know, they're so annoying. Yeah, I'm trying to look really for just anomalies here in the North Cascades, honestly, but I'll keep checking out these lakes. Whoa. That's not right. That must have been mistyped. Oh, I missed the 4. That's funny. Cheam Peak in Canada. Okay. Jade Lake. Where are we? This is in the Enchantments. Whoa. Holy mist. In the snow. Okay, these are really unique. Okay, let's look at this one. I don't know why you were. What was special about Jade Lake here? I mean, I don't really have desire to go to the Enchantments because of this right here. You see that? They're too popular for me. Martha and I drove up to this trailhead that goes up to these areas, and there were cars from the parking lot about a half mile down from the parking lot. Just this whole road, there were cars, this whole way till about here, and it was awful. I mean, hundreds of people at one trail. No, thank you. And then meanwhile, we drove up to here. We drove up this canyon, and there was no one at this trailhead. There's a trailhead up here. Not a single person. Or maybe there's one other truck up there. So, yeah. In terms of Washington, the Enchantments are just off my list because that's everyone from Seattle just goes straight there, and nah. Actually, let's look a little further south, speaking of which, because the nice thing is everyone from Seattle goes to the Enchantments. They don't go to the North Cascades for what reason I don't know, but I'm very grateful. And they also don't go very far south either, because I've hiked around here and it's been really pleasant. So I'm trying to find anomalies there. Down south a little bit further. The area around Mount Fury has the best mountains in North Cascades. That's quite the claim. Oh, I went to the wrong Jade Lake. Oh, well. Here, wait. I'm going to look up this Cheam Peak you were talking about, and then Fury. Well, let me look up Fury Mountain. Mount Fury. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah. I might be inclined to agree. That looks pretty scary. Yeah, that's the central just evil region. Just ooh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I probably won't be going there yet. This lake is cool. This is the lake I always think of. Oh yeah, this is someone mentioned Silver Lake. I think Silver Lake is probably the best one from what I can tell. It just looks ridiculous. That's a wild lake. Let me look up the Canada Mountain, and then we'll stay further south. I'm trying to think of places that are close to where Martha is stationed, so we could go hiking there together. Oh, that's actually really close. Oh, that overlooks the Braided River. I don't know what river this is. Fraser. That's cool. Overlooking that. Huh. There's a lot of cool mountains right behind it, too. These look neat. Anyway, yeah, I probably won't be able to go to Canada this year, so I'm going to stay out of there. But, so Martha's stationed around here. So, yeah, I want to try to find some spots. I want to see, is there anything unique about this range here? It doesn't seem like it. It looks pretty. I don't know what I'd call a video, though. Yes, come back. We miss you. Oh yeah, North Cascades. I remember seeing a lot of your comments. This mountain range is burnt. I wonder when that burnt. Maybe I could just summit Mount Ikes. I don't know how to say that. Is it Ikes? Actually, it's a pretty awesome view of Rainier. Adams. I don't know. There's just nothing that stands out to me about this place. What about Goat Rocks? There's this lake. Is there anybody on top of this peak? Nope. Oh, yeah. Hawkeye Point. That's pretty nice. What is this on the summit? I don't know what that is. Okay. I like this more. I'm going to pin this one. I'm thinking of a video title just like generally dealing with alpine wilderness. I feel like this one might be a good place for that video, because I'm trying to find a place that's like a little bit off the beaten path in Washington that you get some great views at. Maybe down Gilbert Peak. Let's look. I don't think it would look like this in June this year. That's pretty nice. I could just try to climb Mount Adams. Google image Jade Lake. Okay. I'll look that up for you real quick. Where is this? I feel like I'm looking at several different lakes. Is it this lake? Oh, I know this guy, Randall J. Hodges. It is this lake. Okay. So where I think if I just look up Jade Lake, I want to know where that is now. I'm sure it's popular. Yep. What? That is where I was. There's just no good. I feel like that's wrong. I think it's this one. I feel like that's not right. That's not like the same. That's pretty neat though. Yeah, that's definitely not this lake. It has to be this one, or it's just not there at all. That's a fun little lie. That's fun. Incorrect. Okay, I want to go back to here though. Was I on Gilbert Peak? I think it was. What about Ives Peak? That's pretty good. Yeah, I'll just save Ives. That does have a glacier right below it. That's kind of cool. Gilbert looks neat. Let's see, because we would have to drive from maybe. Yeah, I'll pin Gilbert. I gotta turn off that layer. Good summit. Okay, so we could go hiking there. We could do Mount Adams, maybe. I mean, Mount Adams is just Mount Adams. I don't think there's anything that I could find on Google Earth here that wouldn't be very obvious. It is kind of fun to look at, though. They have it mapped really well. Ooh, lunch counter. That must be the way you go up. What does it look like from the top of Mount Adams? Holy smokes. That doesn't look like much at all. Okay, there's Rainier. So that must be Hood then. Hold on. That's Hood. Wow, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, it is that lake. Interesting. All right. Sorry for making you go crazy, Shane. Are you doing any mountaineering courses on your trip? No. I do want to do some mountaineering courses, but I just want to find some non-extreme places to do some Cascade stuff. But I do want to eventually get into the mountaineering more. I kind of dabbled this winter a little bit, but I definitely want to up the difficulty. Mount St. Helens has been on my mind too. Ooh, Lahar viewpoint. That's kind of cool. What does this look like? Nice. I think, yeah, Mount St. Helens would be really fun to backpack around, but there's just no specific spots. I'm just trying to look for anomalies and just strange things, and if not, I mean, the Cascades are just beautiful. Don't really need to find strange things, but I just like to do that. What does the summit look like? Whoa. That's actually really cool. That seems a lot more fun than summiting Mount Adams. That's real neat. Yeah, I think I want to make a St. Helens video. That's really cool. I mean, you're just looking at the insides of a volcano. That's... And then, yeah, okay. I want to go to St. Helens. I think that would be the move. Just doing the summit route, maybe doing a backpacking trip around. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. You're just climbing up this... I don't even know what this is. Is this a Lahar or is this a... That's cool. That's cool. Okay. I'm going to just pin that. So I remember... Summit view. I think walking the rim all the way over to this corner would probably be coolest. Because I think if you could get to this corner here, you could look at the entire bowl and then also see all the volcanoes. Maybe actually here too, this sugar bowl. Man, they have the imagery like dialed in. Look how red that is. That is crazy. Yeah, why are there not any pins over there? I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to just walk along that. Maybe it would be. Yeah, no, it would be. Okay. I'm silly. The left side doesn't look too bad, though. I think I might try to get down the left side. Because I think that would be pretty neat. What does this look like? What do we got here? It's not loading. We're starting to slow down finally. Whoa, that's cool. Why? That is not where that was. Okay. Liar. I hate it when people do that. There we go. That's neat. That looks like Iceland. I mean, that's so cool. Mount St. Helens is closed for public access. I didn't know that. Oh, Ryan Mitchell traversed the rim. Okay, cool. Salmo Priest Wilderness. I think I've heard of it. I don't know. I think I've definitely heard of that. That's pretty cool. The falls there. That's a bummer that it's closed for public access. I didn't know that. I guess it might be dangerous. I think getting on top of this little nub would be pretty awesome. But that might be closed, I suppose. I'm still going to mark this falls. That's really cool. Turn that off. I hate that. Falls. I'll check the email after the stream just so I don't pull it up on stream. Dang. Do you know how to find that map? Or I guess I can look it up. What parts of Mount St. I don't know if that's what I want. I'll just have to research it some more. Oh, that's a cool photo. That is such a cool photo. Yeah, Mount St. Helens is cool. I'll have to figure out. Studebaker Ridge. There's just like, yeah, I think I've been to that viewpoint. Huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to summon it at least. Any other anomalies, crazy things to check out? I mean, I think I just gotta go back to the North Cascades and hike around. This mountain seems really cool to me. Bonanza Peak. I like the idea of seeing Bonanza. Ooh, that lake looks cool. Ooh, yeah, nice. Jeez. Every time, it always gets me still. Wait, hold on. I don't think that's what I quite wanted to see. Yeah, that was North Star Mountain. What does Bonanza look like from up here? Where is Bonanza? I can't tell. It would be north, right? I think it's that one. It's not what I thought it would look like. It's not quite as neat. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, actually. Rainy Lake. Okay, I'll check it out. Rainy Lake, Washington. I mean, based on these photos, nothing insane. I have a very high standard, though. Okay, I think I'm done looking at North Cascades for a bit. Trying to think. Ooh, actually, I might be going here in a week. Is there anything crazy here? These mountains are so funny. Being right next to the Hell's Canyon. Can you see down into it? You can. Is he smoking a cigar? That's funny. Yeah. Is there a better view of the canyon? I feel like if you could find one where the view is really good of the canyon, that would be pretty cool. Devil's Throne. Maybe this one. Ah, it's not on top of it. You liar. Whoa, that's nice, though. That's real nice. Huh. Crater Lake, Lake Tahoe, not really. Those areas are just really popular. I don't think I'd make a video there. I only really want to film in places that don't have a lot of people around. Are we sure that this isn't the top? No, it's not. Dang it. But so yeah, probably not. Uh, Pin here. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is probably the trees liking certain rock layers that have like sort of the soil composition they need. That is weird. I don't know exactly though. Um, Another place I've actually been thinking maybe going soon is these canyons. Maybe let's look at some canyons now instead of mountains. I could just go canyon walking. Man, there's nothing in these. One pin. Big Jack's Creek. Might be kind of hot down here. Whew, that's pretty good though. I like that. Yeah, maybe I'll just go to Big Jack's Creek when I'm home. Oh, there's a trail. Okay. I could hike down. Walk up the canyon. Not a bad idea. I'm gonna mark that spot. Big Jack's. What about Little Jack's? Is there a trail down here? Doesn't look quite as neat. I mean, this part kind of looks cool. Let's see if there's any photos. Convincing photos, hopefully. Okay, that's Little Jack's. Not bad. Looks like he's gonna fall. Oh, here we go, down in the river. Not that great. I think Big Jack's looks cooler. Ooh, that's cool though. Slot Canyon. There's always another bend. That's funny. Actually, okay, let me mark that. Slot section. You can't even see because the imagery is so bad here. Slot Canyon. I didn't know there was slots out there. Hold on. Let me change the imagery. Ah. Much better. Okay. That does not look the same. I think that's a lie of where that is. What are you having for lunch today? I actually need to figure that out. I'm quite hungry. My guess is the basalt jointing allows groundwater to exit where certain layers contact. Oh, that sounds plausible. Next month, I'm doing some road tripping in southern Utah desert, Hanksville, northern section of Capitol Reef, Escalante. Off any beaten path wrecks. Well, first thing I'd say is be very cautious because it's going to be hot. Ooh, there. That's the Slot Canyon part. Let me move that. Edit. There. Because I only go there in the fall, winter, spring. Like this time of year, I do not go down there for a reason. Which, that's not to say you can't have fun, but just be careful. You know, like I would just be mindful of temps. In terms of off the beaten path, I mean, Escalante in general is off the beaten path. I would, um, there's just so many things. That's the problem. I would go down this road. What is it called again? What is it? Why can't I remember the name? Is it the Bird Trail Road? Bird Trail. I would go down the Bird Trail. I would get into Muley Twist. It was really fun when I did it. That might be a good place to beat the heat as well, because I think there's usually perennial water in there. It's fun to walk that stream. I had a great time doing that. There's so many things off the Bird Trail. The Bird Trail goes from Escalante all through Escalante National Monument, and then up the Water Pocket Fold, up Capitol Reef, all the way to the highway. That's probably my favorite thing to do. And you see the Henrys, you see all of Capitol Reef that nobody goes down to, and you see a bunch of the Escalante wilderness stuff. And then, yeah, there's just pretty much infinite canyons to hike up, so pick your poison. And then Kolob Canyons, I love Kolob Canyons. I think that would be great while it's hot too, because you probably get some shade eventually if you get pretty far back. Those are fun. Yeah. I would say this road is really fun too. There's a road that goes up the Coxcomb, I think it's called, and you can also walk up this canyon, the Cottonwood Narrows or something like that, and those are really fun as well. So those would be my recommendations. Anyway, yeah, I think this is a slot canyon. I'm going to check back on that imagery again. So it's pretty slot there, and then yeah, that's kind of it. It starts further down, it widens into this big tablelands kind of canyon. Looks cool. Nothing crazy. That slot might be neat. What about, how close does the road get to there? Not close. Jeez. That's fine. Big Jacks. Are there any slots in Big Jacks? Let me look. I need to go back. That other imagery is so much better. Nothing. Ooh. Close. Not quite. Not quite at the end either. It looks cool. How many meters of difference do we have? We got 1,300. About 200 meters. Vertical change. I mean, that part looked cool. Really splits up towards the end. Yeah. No slot canyons. Too bad. Oh yeah, I was gonna check the photos on Big Jacks, see if there's anything I missed that people are taking photos of. For sure, planning to be crepuscular. Smart. Very smart. That is the way to do it, going down there right now. Ooh, there are a lot of side canyons. I didn't look up those. That's nothing though. Ooh, actually this side canyon looks pretty neat. That's cool. A little aerial action. A little illegal. That is really cool. What bend is that? What bend is that? See, this imagery is so bad. I can't tell what bend this is. think it's this one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This one's good too. Yeah, I think that portion of Jack's Creek looks nice. What about this one? Why is it so green? That's gorgeous. It must be a spring photo. Man, that's actually really pretty. That looks like it's from a plane. Dang, that was a crazy photo. Oh, there's a lot. Okay. Good to know about that. Been interested in those too. I've also been interested in the Pioneer Mountains. I don't know if there's anything particularly crazy in here, but let's check it out. That's a cool face. Oh man, Hinman looks so sick. Oh man, that's actually really good. So that's looking this way. I think climbing one of these peaks, maybe this one. Wow, quite a few people up here. I don't quite like this as much. I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting. That other peak seemed cooler. Yeah, it definitely is. It's this angle. I think one of these. What does it look like up here? Wow. Knife Ridge, man. Eh. Let me check out the photos. Doubt there will be a photo from on top of the central portion. Ooh. What kind of photo is that, man? Why would you take that? So pointless. Whoa, wait. North face of Hinman. That looks sick. That looked really cool. Damn, there's nothing right here. Thought there'd be more photos. Yeah, I think this would be a good spot to try. If I could get on top of Stanhope Peak here and then make my way to this. Or just start in this valley, try to climb this thing or something. I don't know. There's not much over here. Because I've been up there. What does it look like here? Just a lot of rock. Devil's Bedstead. What a mountain. I've seen that mountain too. Nah. Okay. Nothing popping out at me here. I think, though, that Stanhope Peak looks pretty nice. Somebody outside. I like your enthusiasm about this stuff. Yeah. I mean, this is what I do. This is why I like to stream. It's just fun. I mean, I end up doing this anyway for hours, so I just figure I might as well stream some of it because I know people like to see how I figure things out. So this is what I do. I just pop around and look at stuff. And I find cool things and I mark them down. And then when I want to go on a road trip, I just open this folder here and I'm like, okay, which ones am I driving by? And then I go check them out. So what about white clouds? These mountains are pretty awesome. There's a railroad ridge. This is a famous spot because of that mountain, which is pretty cool. No, Yeah, I really like the white clouds. Maybe this is where I'd go backpacking. Because I'm trying to figure out a backpacking trip with my friend Peter. And we were thinking about maybe here. Because Castle Peak is neat. But it's not much around it. Washington Peak. Where was I? I was looking at... I think this one is my favorite. Where was I? I was... Were we here? I think we might have been here. Because I hiked up... I don't think I was on top of Blackman Peak, but I think I was near it. Yeah, I was. I like the idea of getting near this mountain. This mountain here in the center is so, wow, cool. Yeah, what would be the best view? Nobody's got any peak stuff. They're all at the lakes. It's really annoying, actually. Whoa, that's some cool lighting. That's crazy lighting. Oh, that's a drone shot. That's illegal. Silly illegal drone photospheres that are simultaneously really awesome. That is pretty neat, the railroad ridge. I'm going to mark the railroad ridge down. Alright, I guess it's called the Chinese Wall, but I'm going to save that for reference. Oh, caps lock is on. There's so many things that are called the Chinese Wall. It's kind of funny. There's no summit stuff out here. Bighorn Basin. It's pretty cool. Jeez, that's really cool. So that's looking at all of that stuff. Can you get up the mountain? That's the question. Let me look at that again. Look at that Z-fold. Okay, I gotta mark this. Yeah, you could just... that looks pretty steep. You could get up there. I like the idea of this Bighorn Basin. I'm going to put Z fold right here. Just got back here. Which day are we looking at? I'm in Idaho right now. I'm trying to figure out an Idaho backpacking trip. There's this crazy Z fold in the mountain here. I think this mountain is where I want to go. I don't know why I can't. Oh, there it is again. You see it? The rock just turns sideways and then back down. I'm thinking, let me look at some photos. Bagel Boy. I just realized that you were in here. You should look at Quiet Lake. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out our backpacking trip right now. That's funny. That's so funny. I don't know why there's no. Everyone goes over here where the lakes are. I think this Bighorn Basin looks cooler. Damn. Whoa, actually. So, if that's true, if that's actually above Hoodoo Lake, then that means the Chinese wall is really cool from the other side too. Damn, how are there no photos up here, man? Yeah, I think Bighorn Basin might be the place to be. Because the other side's neat, but I don't know. There's a lot more relief over here. Oh, looks so cool. Yeah. That's Castle Peak. That's looking the way I want to go. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to mark this mountain as epic view. I think it does have a pretty epic view. And I just think that this basin looks awesome. Ooh, maybe just everyone stays at the lake. Because that's looking back down that way. Man, like if you just went up to the top of this peak. Or I think this one would have an epic view, actually. Yeah, I'm going to mark this one. Epic view. And then I will check out those places, sorry. Just locked in. I have not been to the Owl Bar. Peaks are hard to climb, so everyone goes to the lake. Yeah. I mean, these are just... the juxtaposition between all the photospheres and pictures and stuff, it's like crazy to me because this side just seems so cool. And everyone drives on this ridge because there's a road. And so this is the Chinese wall. But I'm thinking it might be pretty cool looking from the other side because they're all looking at it straight on from here. Like that, right? I can't tell, but I think it might look pretty awesome on the other side. I don't see why it wouldn't. This is a pretty thin ridge, but maybe it doesn't. And then even if you were to summit this mountain, then you would be able to see all of these white clouds, and you'd be able to see all the lakes from above, and I think that would be cool. And there's no photos or photospheres on any of them. And I feel like these cannot be that hard to summit. Because, I mean, right? That looks so cool down there. Yeah. I'm just going to put this one. Epic Summit. Okay. Sorry, I'll check out those lakes now. I think this basin, summiting some of these peaks, because there's still water. I mean, I guess there's not a lake. Yeah, there's a lake right there. Boom. You chill at the lake if you need. Cool. Okay. So you said Purdue Canyon and Quiet Lake. I have not driven that road. My dad has, though. He's told me about it many times. So where's Quiet Lake? Is this in Idaho? Must be. Miriam Peak. Oh, that's right below Castle. That's cool. Yeah, see, Castle Peak's pretty sweet. That would be neat. I feel like seeing Castle Peak from over here would be cool. Actually, yeah, is there anything? Probably not. Nope. Oh. Please be good. Please. Yes. That's cool. Castle Peak. Yeah, Quiet Lake's right on the other side of that, I believe. Hoo. That's not bad. Then what was Purdue Canyon? Hope you like long, loose, steep slopes. Yeah, I know. Those do suck. I just graduated from USU, spent a fair amount of time exploring the endless high desert out in Box Elder County. Not a lot of geological sites, but pretty interesting landscape. Yeah, Box Elder County is desolate, and it's pretty fun. What was Purdue Canyon? I feel like I've heard that name before. People keep calling me. Oh, wow. Is that up here then? Fun fact, Bosnia has the last jungle in Europe, but access is heavily restricted. Interesting. Shoefly Creek. Yeah, I'll have to add that one. It's right next to Big and Little Jack's. Shoot. I just realized that it's almost noon and I have something planned, so I gotta run. That was a good session, though. I marked a lot of things down. I feel like I'm really happy with this section, especially. I got some more stuff for Washington, so perfect. The pin map is growing steadily. I don't know how many pins I have at this point. I don't think I can count, but there are a lot. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. It was definitely a nice, quiet stream, very chill. I think it's probably because it's Sunday morning. Everybody's off with family and all that. But yeah, that was fun. I'm gonna think about this as a video. I don't know yet. Given what happened on the stream, I think there's so much nuance that it might take a while. But anyway, and there seem to be no internet problems. So I went to the north side of that canyon, and it's pretty sick. Okay, yeah, I might have to go check that out. That's cool. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, spending some of your Sunday with me.